Hi, YouTube. You're right. Hi, YouTube. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And this topic I wanted to talk about was kind of spurred just in the past 20 minutes or so before going live here on twitch.tv/Brian_F. It was inspired by a comment on my YouTube channel that went as such. Out of curiosity, but what are the entry requirements for these tournaments? I've only ever seen them in heavily edited YouTube videos, so I don't know a lot of the details. I gather there's location restrictions as Brian switched tournaments when he moved house, but is there a skill cutoff as an invitation only? Could some delusional newbie enter and promptly lose, is what he went on to say. And yeah, that was the question. Now this commentator, Spiral God King, he had the insight to say, I think it's invitation. No one can just enter. And this comment was on a video about a WNF run, Wednesday Night Fights run. And it made me realize that people really have no idea what's going on with the general landscape of the FGC when it comes to tournaments. Because no, Wednesday Night Fights is not an invitational only tournament. There is no skill cutoff. There's no prerequisite for joining other than being in the allowed region to enter. And it got me thinking that some people who might be more casual fans of the FGC don't really know where this whole tournament scene begins and how to get into it, and just don't really understand how it operates. So to set the record straight, no, WNF is not an invitational. Neither is NLBC, the main weekly on the East Coast. And in fact, invitational tournaments in the FGC at large are extremely rare. It's like 1 in 1,000. Events are invitational only, and those tend to be the really high production events, like Red Bull Kumite, which I was fortunate enough to be invited to the Las Vegas edition in 2021. So for the most part, tournaments are just out there waiting for you, the gamer of any skill level, to enter. But you don't know how to find them, and you don't know the ecosystem for tournaments. So I'm going to settle right here and now how the FGC tournament scene works, especially in the online era, how to find events, and what tools and platforms you need to be familiar with in order to join these events, because it's become clear that a lot of people don't know what's going on. So let's go ahead and use Level Up Series from Level Up Live and WNF Wednesday Night Fights as an example for a tournament which you can enter totally for free. The first thing to get started is, unfortunately, going to Twitter. Twitter is by far the most useful platform in the FGC for finding information out about events. For everything else, it might kind of suck, but it really is a great hub to get information about events that you want to know what's going on. So how do you get into this ecosystem? Create a Twitter account and follow certain accounts. I'll probably put a link to some of these accounts in the description for you to check out. But for WNF Wednesday Night Fights as an example, that is run by Level Up Productions. So their page here, Level Up Series, is where you will find information about the Wednesday Night Fight tournament series. So they not only run events for Street Fighter V, in case you didn't know, they run for Guilty Gear and a whole bunch of other games every week. It's a free weekly, and they stream it. They have links here to the stream live updating while it's going on, highlights. Whenever there's a new bracket release for the next week, they'll link to the page to sign up for the bracket, and generally we'll just remind you of the event and kind of be the central focal point to be like, hey, what's going on with this tournament? So how do you actually sign up for the tournament? How do you actually get involved in a tournament like WNF? Well, they'll tweet a link to the Smash GG page when it's time to register. What is Smash GG? Well, that's going to be where most online tournaments are actually run. So Smash GG is a platform that allows people to host events, create pages for their events, have brackets, and kind of actually run the entire bracket within this one platform. WNF releases a new Smash GG page for every week. So you can see here on the Smash GG page here, there's actually a ton of events here that run every week. So I only participate in the Street Fighter V bracket, but they also have BlazBlue, UMVC 3, Guilty Gear. So there's a bunch of tournaments that they run in WNF, and you would sign up for the actual bracket on this page. So this is from the previous week, so you can't register to it now, but you can see it contains all the information about like when the time of the tournament begins. So Wednesday Night Fights, of course, starts on Tuesday. They do pools usually on Tuesday and the top 8 on Wednesday. And it tells you some information about the games that are ran, the format, the rules, and it gives you a lot of context of what's going on. And you would register for a bracket. So I can go here to the Street Fighter V page and it's already complete, but I can go back through this bracket and see who entered and see what type of players played and where they placed. Spoiler, these are not all the world's best players. A lot of people who enter WNF, because once again, it's a free tournament, it's no risk, are, your average players. Some of them are, not the strongest players. Some of them are really good, obviously, but anyone can enter. So it's not like everyone in this bracket is going to be Daigo or Punk level competition. There's no risk to entering, just maybe your pride if you're too concerned to get beat. But you shouldn't be. Everyone starts off going 0-2. I went 0-2 for my first couple tournaments when I first started competing. It's about the experience, so you shouldn't be scared about that sort of thing. But yeah, if you want to enter with no risk and you're in the allowed region, WNF is there every single week, and you can see the results here. You go to the top 8 where the big boys hang out, and you can see who actually went to the bracket. And see, there you go, Chris UCH won this one. And you can get the whole history, and it keeps track of it. So the Twitter account will let you know when the brackets are going live. They'll link you to the Smash GG page. You make a Smash GG account, and you're able to sign up for the event. Now, I've stressed a couple times that this event is free, right? So how do the players get paid? There is money involved. There are prizes. Well, they use a platform called Matcherino. So Matcherino is actually a crowdfunding platform for events, and it allows these tournaments to raise funds both through internal coupon code claiming systems, which Matcherino set up, also through these things called sponsor quests and direct contributions by people who are so generous to donate. So they're always able to raise money for free in Matcherino because they have a system where people log into to claim a code for the event page. It'll actually generate a small amount of funds per code claimed. So it's like a free $25 for the tournament if 25 people click on the button. You can see here for Wednesday Night Fights episode 5, this one raised $101, had a very generous $50 donation from Grandpa Shizzle. Nephew dropped $20, Rising Heat dropped $6.13. Other people dropped smaller amounts and used the coupon codes. And this money will go to fund the tournament. The more money, generally the more players get paid, not just in terms of amount, but the number of players, right? Usually a smaller prize pool will go to top 3. If it goes larger, it might be split between top 5 or top 8. And yeah, you can see here that the money goes here. So having a Smash GG account is how you're going to be able to both support tournaments by claiming the codes, doing sponsor quests to raise funds to support the tournament prize pool, but also to claim the money itself. If you happen to place well, you need to have a Matcherino account in order to claim it. So what tournament do you sign up for? Well, I use WNF here for an example. WNF is kind of the premier West Coast in the United States of America West Coast weekly. So it's kind of like the west side of the country plus Texas has kind of been WNF territory. And then the eastern side of the country plus the Midwest is generally NLBC. So this is another weekly event to look out for, and another Twitter account to look out for. NLBC Next Level Battle Circuit is ran by Team Spooky. You need to be following Team Spooky if you want to know about what's going on for NLBC and other events. Team Spooky has been the lifeline for tons of events in the FGC, so a very important account to follow. And you can see here, pinned tweet, sign up for NLBC 100. All the information right here to sign up for NLBC 100, which I participated in, is right here. The first tweet you see, they have separate Smash GG links for each game, and rather than having one page, Smash GG, NLBC, Street Fighter V, you would go to this link to sign up for the event. This event already concluded. You can see the results here, but you can see the brackets, see the history. And once again, NLBC free to enter. Not every person who enters is a pro, but there are really good players in here. Punk and Idom are in here in this bracket, right? But if you go down the results, there's going to be people who aren't top level players who enter, of course, and support and have fun with it. And yeah, this page, this event also has a Matcherino, and you can see here that sometimes these Matcherinos do pop off. This one was $1,600 for this weekly event. So this was a special one. It was number 100. So Team Spooky threw in a prize bonus, but people were donating and supporting it. So sometimes, with these Matcherinos, if people are really into the event and really want to support, the prize pools can grow enormously. So and I'm actually going to get some money from this. Woo! Isn't that great? But once again, you don't need to be worried about entering. It's free to enter. There's no risk. So what other tools do you need to be prepared for these events? While the actual tournaments are usually ran out of Smash GG, during the event, all the communication generally happens on Discord. So Discord is another application you should get familiar with and use. NLBC, Team Spooky has their own Discord where they are pretty highly organized. They have different channels for every game, the stream queue, the check-in, and it's all managed through there. And similar case for the Online Warriors here, where they run the Level Up series in WNF. They have different Discords for the tournament page where the admins will talk to the players can talk to each other and organize to find out, where everyone is. So Discord's another application you're going to need to use these online tournaments. But other than that, that's really about it. You want to get on Twitter. You want to follow some of these big accounts that are always tweeting about events. And then eventually you can find other smaller weeklies and other smaller events that aren't like the big two. The big two right now are WNF and NLBC for the United States. But obviously, if you're not in that region, you're gonna have to find out other events for your region. If you're in Europe, you might have Salt Mine, and there's other regions that have other events as well, and smaller local ones. But really, I feel like, unfortunately, Twitter is the best place to go to stay connected and kind of get the lay of the land for events. And that's how I find out about random events that I'm eligible to participate in. It's all through kind of word of mouth using Twitter. It's really the way it goes. And don't ever be intimidated about entering. If you're interested in competing and you have the funds to do so, or if it's free and at no risk, try it out. Now, you might get smoked. It happens to everybody. Even the best get smoked. You might not. You might have some fun. You might even win a match or two. Who knows? And the whole point is that you need to start competing if you want to get good at competing. So there's no point in delaying it if you want to compete. Just give it a go and have some fun with it. And that's about it. If you found this video helpful, if you learned something about the Street Fighter V and just a general FGC tournament ecosystem, please feel free to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. It really helps out the channel, and I appreciate your guys' support. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.